Oh boy. Oh man, this is gonna be a good one. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Impeachment in the United States. Today, we talk about one out of the three most important and probably more important and well-known impeachment cases our country has ever had. Yeah. Oh boy, this is gonna be a really good one. I can already feel it. Today, we talk about Andrew Johnson. You're probably wondering, wait, Andrew Johnson, isn't he a president? Yes, he was. He was the first president to be impeached. But, excuse me, we'll get there in in just a little bit. Um, just so you all are, aware, there are multiple parts of the Constitution that requires, or that at least talks about, impeachment. And I would like to go over each and every single one of them right now. So, I will throw it up on screen where exactly you can find these parts of the Constitution if you would like to follow along, or just listen along. Either way works. First off, powers of impeachment. Who has the power? Congress has the power. Alright, let's see here. Article 1, Section 2, Clause 5. The House of Representatives shall choose their Speaker and other officers, and have the sole power of impeachment. Yep. So, the House obviously has the power of impeachment. Okay. Second, the different charges that could ever happen. For that, we go to Article 2, Section 4, Clause 1. Which, at this point, is pretty much just all of Section 4 of Article 2. I mean, technically there would be no clause, but, you get the point. Anyways. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, and or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Alright. The next one, according to my notes here, we have to talk about treason, because that is the only one of the three that is actually, described in the Constitution. If you want to look up what the other two are of, bribery or other high crimes and misdemeanors, you can check out the link in the description below where I have a video of impeachment that I did on my Facebook page. You can take a look at it, watch it, whatever, share it if you like. But, publicity, I guess. Anyways, we're only going to talk about treason in this video because, it's in the Constitution and, I feel like it needs to be brought up. On a side note, you probably figured it out by now. This is going to be one of the longer episodes of a series, so buckle in. Anyways, treason. Article 3, Section 3, Clause 1. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act, or on confession in open court. I would also like to mention that less than 30 people have ever been accused of treason. Like, ever. So, treason is kind of one of those iffy ones that rarely ever happens. Alright, now we go back to Article 1, Section 3, Clause 7, in which we talk about the Senate trial. And it says, and I quote, "The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present." That's right. And to wrap up our areas of the Constitution on impeachment, we jump over to, let's see here. We jump to Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1. Now, the most important parts of that section, or that of the clause, is at the end part of it, but just so you get the idea, I will read you the entire clause, okay? Remember, this is Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1. "The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, and of the militia of the several states. When called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion, in writing, of the principal officer in each of the executive departments, upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment." That's a very important thing. This is my little Constitution booklet that I got at Gettysburg in the summer of 2017. Boy, was that an interesting summer. So, with all of that done out of the way, let's talk about Andrew Johnson. He was alive from 1808 to 1875. What was his office? Well, I mean, I kind of already spilled the beans on that one a little bit. But he was our 17th president of the United States. He was in office from 1865 to 1869. Basically, he took over after Lincoln was assassinated at Ford's Theater by John Wilkes Booth, and he became the first vice president to succeed to the presidency by assassination. So, yeah. What was his charge? Well, basically, he violated the Tenure of Office Act. He replaced his Secretary of War, Edward M. Stanton, and replaced him with, oddly enough, his successor and the main general of the Union Army. That's right, a fellow Ohioan, Ulysses S. Grant. The date of his impeachment was February 24th of 1868. The House Judiciary Committee vote was a very close 5-4. And then it was sent over to the House, in which the overall House vote was 126-47. This is where it gets really interesting. So over in the Senate, obviously you gotta have the trial and all that stuff. Now, as I mentioned before, in Article 1, Section 3, Clause 7 of the Constitution, when it's the president being tried, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court has to be the presiding officer. So, if you remember back in the last series on this channel, Chief Justice at the time was, let's see here, I'm looking on my my playlist here of the Chief Justices, and that Chief Justice was Salmon Chase. If you want to take a look at that video, I'll have a link to it in the description below so you can check it out. He was the presiding officer, as it says in the Constitution. So, how many votes were needed for him to be removed from office? 36. And what was the overall vote? You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. 35-19. That's right. He was one vote short of being removed from office. Yeah. So, in the end, he wasn't convicted, and he ended up being acquitted on May 26th of 1868. Yeah. Oh boy. So, that is why in history he is known as the impeached president, I should say. And that was his only term too. He pretty much just finished Lincoln's second term, since he was elected for one term. And that means the Reconstruction, the end of the war, and the nation itself were all in his hands. But since he kind of messed up, which I would also like to mention, which we'll eventually talk about this next year in 2021, he had quite a lot of vetoes. He vetoed a lot of civil rights bills. And I think that was the only time Congress has also overridden a lot of vetoes too. I could be wrong. But I will talk about vetoes next year in 2021. Believe me, it'll be a good series. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow we're going to kick it back easy a little bit. And we will talk about Mark DeLeha. Well, DeLeha. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but that's his name nonetheless. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, click on the circle on your right. If you would like to see the most recent series that I've covered on this channel, click the square on your left. In this case, the most recent series that we've done was The Chief Justice. I hope you like it, and very appropriate for this series. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.